Hey there, it's Stephanie from Janku, and today I'm going to show you how to create different fruit and veggie images in Inkscape. So I've already gone ahead and drawn an apple, a banana, and some broccoli, and I think what I'd like to add is maybe some strawberries to the pack. So let's just go and show the different processes I'd go through to create something like this. So the first thing I like to do is I actually like to Google and look up images of strawberries, and I'll notice that there's a strawberry is kind of like a triangle, like an acute triangle with rounded corners. And you'll see with the different leaves on the top, they're just like little rounded ovals coming down over the strawberry, and then there's a little stem. So, and then actually, if you want to add some detail, there are seeds there. But we can just start with the initial shapes. So the best way to do this, you could probably start with a triangle, or you can start with the Bezier tool. Let's start with the triangle tool. So that's also the symbol for that is the star, but we can change the corners to 3 corners. And I'm going to just go ahead, click, drag, and hold. I hold Control so that I can rotate this at 15 degrees at a time and point it down. Okay, so we've drawn our triangle. Next, I want to change the triangle to an object so that I can edit the individual nodes. So I'm going to go to the Object, or actually the Path menu, and I'm going to select Object to Path. And you'll notice it gives us the different nodes on the triangle. So the next thing I'll be doing here is I'm going to click, and actually, so when you hold Control and click a node, it will automatically round that corner. So let's just go ahead and round those corners. And a strawberry is not sucked in like this. This is like a strawberry on a diet right now. We're going to expand these sides out. And I'm holding Control. I think it gives you the ability to make some kind of geometry, but it's really okay. We're not going for perfection on this. And then I'm going to expand this top node out, and I'm click, hold, and dragging up. Alright, let's just adjust this a little bit more. Okay, I think we have a pretty good shape for a strawberry right now. So the next thing we discussed was these leaves on the top, and those were kind of like ovals, but they were pointed. I think for this one, instead of going to a circle tool, I think I'll just go freeform and use the Bezier tool. So I'm going to start on the middle of the top of this fruit. I can enable my snap function, and it will identify the center. You don't have to do it, but for this part I will enable it, and I'll just click on that point, and I'll go back and disable it so I can be a little bit more free-form with creating the leaves. So let's create our first leaf. I'm going to hit the Control button. I'm not clicking or anything, I'm just holding it down to a good place I'd like to create the first leaf. And now I'm going to click, hold, and I'm going to drag. And I think this looks pretty good. There's a good curvature on the left, so I'm just going to let go. Okay, and then I'm going to, if you're using a mouse, and also note that I'm using a Mac, so this might be different on your PC, but I'm just going to let go of the node by clicking the left button on my mouse. So we just have this line, this curved line segment. To continue this, we're going to just go back and click this end node, and I'm going to go back and click the first node we created, click, hold and drag until you get the curvature on the right of the leaf that you like. And I'm just going to let go. And you have your first leaf. So let's just zoom in a little bit. And just so it's more prominent so we can see it, I'm going to make this leaf have the same border size as the other fruits I have here, which happens to be 10 millimeters. So what I did was I went to the fill and stroke pane, and under stroke style I'm going to go to width, and I'm just going to change this to 10. Okay, so we have this leaf. Now to keep it consistent, what I might do instead of creating more leaves is I might just hit Control C to copy and Control V to paste. And we can just take this leaf, we can click it again, it gives us the option to rotate. And I'm just going to click, hold, and drag and rotate this leaf. So let's just do that a little bit here. Control C and then Control V will create another leaf. Okay, let's look at the strawberry again. So you'll notice that the leaves are connecting up at the point of the strawberry, and right now we don't have it so the leaves are doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these leaves a little bit closer, and then I'm going to go back to my Edit Paths by Nodes tool, and I'm going to select the top of the leaf. I'm going to click, hold, and drag, and I'm just going to bring it right over the middle leaf's point. Re-edit this curve. Edit this curve here, and then we're going to do the same for the other leaf. We're going to pull up the leaf here, and you can just adjust it to something that looks a little better. Just make these minor adjustments. Now I'm just going to finish the last two leaves by going back to the Bezier tool. I'm going to select somewhere in the middle, and then I'm going to create a leaf right on the side. Okay, and then I'm going to update the width of that stroke to 10 millimeters. I'm going to Control C, Control V, making sure to have this leaf selected. Then we're going to rotate it. If we go up to this little menu here, this is our rotation menu, we're going to select flip vertically. Actually, so we're going to go up to this rotate menu, we're going to flip horizontally, and then I'm going to bring it right over to the strawberry and align it to the one I just created. Okay, so now let's change this so it looks more like a strawberry. I'm going to remove the fill, I'm going to take the stroke, and I'm going to change that to 10 millimeters for this boundary. And also I'm going to draw a stem. I'm going to go back to the Bezier tool, and the stem is just a quick little tube. So I'm going to start from the middle of the strawberry, draw up, and it's kind of straight, so I'm making sure to after I make the curve, I let go with the left click of the mouse. Then I go back over to that node, make sure it turns red so you know you're connecting back to the node, and then drag right back down, curve, let go with the left mouse click, click on the node again, and then click the other node. And then we have the stem. So I'm going to make that 10 millimeters. And then we have these little seeds. So the little seeds here, see if we can get a closer picture. They're just these little dots. I would say you can make them like raindrops. So, let's go to the Bezier tool again. We're going to start with a point on the top and then go over just a little bit and click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and then meet right back at on top. Let's zoom in. This is a big seed, so we're going to definitely reduce the size of the seed. But first we're going to round these corners, these nodes, by going to the rounding tool. Alright, let's fix that side. Okay, I'm liking the shape of that seed. Now, I don't think I'm going to make this the same stroke size as the strawberry, so I think instead I'll make it half the size. Let's make it 5 millimeters. And we are actually going to have to update that because I'm going to shrink the seed down a little bit. It's a bit big. And I'm going to click on it again with my select tool, rotate it. And let's hit Control C on my Mac. And we're just going to put these seeds in a bit, just put them in random spots. Just keep on copying and pasting them, you know, turning this top part toward the top of the strawberry so it looks like it has a bit of curvature. Alright, so we got that. We got the strawberry. So now, the last thing I want to do here is there's a lot going on with these top leaves. To get rid of all of these different lines in the middle, I'm just going to go ahead and select these leaves, all of them, all 5. And then I'm going to go to the Path tool, and I'm going to select Union. And sometimes when you do that with multiple objects, you can get different, like this little jagged part here, which is not a problem because you can edit that. Let's just go here, and I'm going to select that node, and I'm just going to hit the delete key on my keyboard. Let's see, what else is going on here? Alright, I'm just going to delete that node. I'm going to delete that one. Just going to clean this up. And then I'm going to, let's see, let me delete this one too. I'm going to straighten this out a bit. Straighten that one out. Alright, let's zoom out, see what we got. Not bad, but we can make some edits. Just going to select this node, pull up the leaves a little bit more. We extend this leaf out. Maybe make the leaves a little wider. So you can really play with this until it gets to a point where you're satisfied. And this is where you can really show your personality. You can make the strawberry, there's so many different ways to make different things, so you can really play around with it until you're happy. The leaves here I don't like the thickness, so I'm gonna reduce that down a little bit. Sometimes when you zoom out, you can get a better idea of the whole object and make better adjustments that way. Alright, I'm also going to take the stem and I'm going to move it down. And I'm going to go into the fill and I'm going to make it opaque white. And I'm also going to make this 5 millimeters. You can play around with it. You can fill it with, you know, give it the red, and you can do that by going to the fill and selecting the color wheel and doing all sorts of things, coloring that in. You can pretty much use this method with any kind of graphic you want to create. I always love to have a picture of what I'm trying to create on the side, and you can also just make a copy of it, paste it right inside of your canvas if that's easier. That concludes the tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and have a great day. Enjoy designing on Inkscape.